Alright, welcome to the Geeky Kitchen. Today we are going to be doing an unboxing of the Ankarsrum mixer. So whether you are in the market for a new one or maybe you just got yourself one and wondering what is going to come inside, we're going to unveil it all and tell you how to use these to the best of their abilities. Up top you will find all the paperwork. Go through that when you've got some time. There's a lot of great information in there, but also the recipe book is super helpful, especially if you're someone who is looking for some new recipes. These are going to be the tried and true, and will give you step by step of how to use them in this mixer, so then you can also apply the way that they design and maybe the changing of the gears to your own recipes to be able to get it the best way. But let's pull everything out and then we'll go through what we've got here. Alright, now that we've got it all out, let's look at this beautiful machine. This is the beautiful new coral color, which we love. If you're looking for a pop of color, this is a great way to add it to your kitchen. But as beautiful as these machines are, they are truly the best mixer out there. They provide so much strength and power because this is not a gear-driven machine. It's got a belt-driven machine, which is going to give us a quieter, more efficient, stronger unit that's going to be able to tackle all of those thick bread doughs, the cookie doughs, the cake batter, all of the things that you're trying to do all in one machine. It's heavy on the bottom, so it's going to create really great stability and make it so that it's not going to be bouncing all over your counter. I have had a mixer fall off the counter before in cooking classes, and so we have seen what damage those can do. The Ankarsrum is super stable and creates a lot of that strength. On the front here, you'll see two different gears. This one over here is going to be your on-off switch. If you just turn it slightly one section, it's just going to turn it on and it will run continuously. I love this little secret feature on here that if you keep turning, it can actually be a 12-minute timer. And so if your recipe says, hey, mix for 5 minutes, you set it over there to the 5-minute mark, and you can walk away and not forget that it's going to be going and over mix maybe your cookies or your cake batter. And then over here is going to be your speed dial. Now, they liken this to like a clock, and so up here will be 12 o'clock, and then it's not, since it's gear driven, it's going to be belt driven, it's going to have just different segments, so they continue it like a clock. So 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and you can kind of turn it this way. You'll get really familiar with the strength and the power for this. Generally what they recommend is keeping it like 1 to 4 o'clock with your breads, and then you can turn it up for your lighter mixing like your egg whites and your whipping cream. But these two features are a huge bonus with this mixer because they take away a lot of the things that you don't have to worry about. I love the strength, I love the power, and I love that it helps keep my mind free from all the other things that are going on. Again, here's our stable base. You can see right here, this is going to be your post that you'll put your shaft here to be able to take some of your attachments, and I'll show you those ones in a second. That's going to be able to turn those, but this is actually going to spin our bread bowl because of this little attachment right here. It's going to screw onto that part and allow this to be what spins when we do our mixing. You'll also notice up here we've got an arm that is going to rotate. Back here is a gear that will lock it into place. Once we get some attachments on here, I'll show you how these all work. Up here is where you will put your knob attachment. Again, show you that in a second. But then you'll see a few dots right up here. This top dot is going to be where you're going to put your dough hook in, and over here is where you'll put your bowl knife to keep your bowl nice and clean as we get going. But lots of little things, but overall, so much strength, so much power. As we have tested all of the different mixers out there, we have found that a belt-driven mixer is really going to give us the most strength and most power, which is what you're looking for when you're wanting something for bread doughs and those thicker batters. So let's explore all of our fun attachments. First up is the bowl. Now, I mentioned this is what you're going to be using. This is probably our most used bowl for a lot of things. I tend to use this for even my cookies and cakes sometimes, mostly because it's always on there and I love it so much. But this is going to be an 8-quart capacity. It's going to be able to handle 21 cups of flour. So you that love to multiply your bread recipes by 2 or 3, this can easily handle that. We love that it is open all on top, so we don't have like the big mixer head coming into it, making it really hard to add our ingredients in. But also this lip that's above here also helps us kind of incorporate things to go back in there. Love this bowl, stainless steel, high quality. It's great too, it will handle heats and colds, so if you're trying to keep something cool, you can freeze the bowl first and then start doing your mixing. Here's our other bowl. This is a Tritan plastic bowl. This is what you'll do your light whipping in. So you'll use your balloon or your cookie whisks to use this one. This is the one that will also use the shaft to be able to mix your attachments, because this bowl stays stationary with this. This is a 12 cup capacity. It also, because of that Tritan plastic, it's not going to absorb things. So you don't worry about fats being absorbed into it. So if you've got a delicate thing like macarons and you're trying to keep the fats out of it, or maybe even just like a royal icing, this cleans up really nicely and won't absorb those fats to like carry on through your other recipes. It also will take temperature, so if you're doing like a hot syrupy mixture that you're trying to whip up really nicely, this can take the heat with that. So we love this for those smaller, lighter jobs. Cookies, cakes can handle this too. Just kind of depends on what you're making with it. All right, with your shaft, you're gonna put it right here on the center part, and you'll take your Tritan plastic bowl with the handle facing you out, and we'll hook right in here. So here's the attachments that you will use with this bowl. The first one is your wire whips. This is what you're going to use for your really, really light ingredients. So think your egg whites, your meringue powders, your whipping cream. Keep it really light with these. And the way that I like to remember when to use these is if I have like a really thick batter that I don't want to have to clean out with these, that's when I'll pull out the cookie paddles. It will still mix really nicely. It will still create some air, but not as fast. These are like magical whipping. I have no idea how and why they whip so quickly, but you have to be super careful. We did a quick Instagram and quickly turned our whipping cream into butter. So when you're using this to whip, watch it really closely because it goes so much faster than you would think. But the way that the motion works is they will both be spinning around as it goes around the bowl, and it does the job super fast. You'll use this same attachment on top for your cookie paddles. So again, they're the ones that are just the smaller with just the two. And you'll hook those on there just like that. Snap those in there. So just know that those will take the place for both of these. And then you'll be able to do your cookies and your cakes with these paddles. Included is also a dough hook. We found out that this was not originally part of the Ankarsrum mixer, but it came as it came into the US. You'll use this one and with your metal 8-quart bowl. Again, you'll just put your bowl on, make sure that's in place. And then you'll notice there's two different angles. The one that has the knot curve into the handle, you'll put right here into this back spot right here, right where the arm is. You'll lift up this, it'll hook it into place. And then you'll want to lock, using the screw on the back, your dough hook right in the middle so that it stays stationary while you're using it. This is what you'll want to use for all of your breads if you would like. We tend to use more of the kneading knob for all of our breads, but if you're used to how it works with your dough hook and your recipes are designed for that, you can use it interchangeably. So this is where you can have some fun with it. And use it to your liking. But we have become super in love, and this is probably what sold us most on the Ankarsrum mixer, is actually this kneading knob. The way that this works is it actually mimics hand kneading, and so it's much more gentle, it's not going to tear, and it helps to create a tighter crumb, a more delicious rise. We were blown away by the differences that we got when we tested between a KitchenAid Bosch and the Ankarsrum, what we got from the knob. And so this has been like our one true and tested attachment when it comes with this. You'll use it on the knob or on the arm. Take off our dough hook. And it just slides into place, and then you can push that down. And now you've got your kneading knob right here. And we'll show you how to use this. We've got some other videos that will show you how to put it to use. But this is our favorite. I'm not kidding you. How beautiful and the amazing results. I do find that it takes just a little bit more time than some of my other recipes. And so you're going to want to look for texture within your doughs rather than just time, because it is much more gentle, but it's well worth it because the end result of what you get is phenomenal. The other things that we have here, super easy. Here's your cord that when I'm not in use, I just keep it stored inside my bowl. And then here is our bowl knife. This is a huge important part of this. You'll notice that it's got a little bit of curve that's going to follow the side of the bowl. This is going to help create movement inside when you're mixing things. And so you'll notice also a little cutout here. Without this, the ingredients tend to just stay along the outside of the bowl. This encourages it to move back in, and if you notice it while you're mixing and something's getting in the middle, you can quickly just move your arm back in, grab those things, and then it incorporates it back in. But this is such an important part of the success of this mixer. We've got a little bowl scraper that you can use to keep your attachments in your bowl clean. And then your bowl cover, which fits on both of these bowls. I love it for when I'm letting my dough rise. Also, it's a nice dust cover when it's not in use. I can just put everything, make sure the arm goes off to the side, store all of my attachments and everything, and then it's ready to go and nice and clean, so I don't worry about dust or leather things that are up in the air coming in, and I can get started on this. You can also use it when you're whipping things, so maybe you're an aggressive egg whipper and you've got some things flying out while this is going. You can use this to kind of protect and keep that nice and clean. So that is everything that you're going to get in your Ankarsrum box. Stay tuned, we're going to have lots of how to use them, but if you've got additional questions, let us know. We're here to help you here at Orson Gigi.